this is definitely probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life, but something that I want to do in my life. So I want to first thank a lot of the people. I know a lot of y'all went and saw him in the hospital at the end, but some of the other people I almost saw every day that I was there, and unfortunately I was traveling a lot at the end and was very busy traveling around the world, but I did get to see him a few days, and I want to thank some of the people like Steve and Mark and Randy Boyd. I hadn't seen Randy here. I saw Kim and some of my other friends up there. I know a lot of y'all, Francine and Joe, were up there quite a bit, so it really means me a lot for y'all to be there for him there. And I especially want to thank my brother and especially my sister for being there that last week when she was through a hospice, and I was not brave enough to be there with her. And this is his burial flag from his military service, and I want to give my sister the honor for taking care of Dad those last few days, if she's willing to take care of Dad. Thank you so much, Cindy. And should I write something? But I'm not that kind of person. I'm kind of like my dad. I won't do this though. And hearing Debbie's little talk and Steve's talk and bringing back so many things back to me, I want to talk to you about the greatest lesson that my dad ever taught me. And I got to talk about myself a little bit, unfortunately, about that, because as y'all know, I found my passion in life through kayaking, teaching people, and taking quite a few of y'all on different trips. And I was out, I kayak a lot. Oops, I'm no feedback now.
They're trying to pick you up.
Yeah, so. And I was out on Barton Creek. It's a little creek down in Austin, Texas. And this preacher went down with me paddling one day. And of course, I've done that river run 200 times or something. And he called me up. And I think that's the first time we actually paddled with each other. This guy's name's Wes. He lives down in Houston. He's a preacher. And we went on the trip, and everything went fine, and no big deal. And we got off the river, and I didn't really even think anything about it, and it was just a normal day for me. And then I saw him a couple of weeks later. And he goes, I did a sermon today, and I did a sermon on our trip on the river the other day. And I go, what? And he goes, I felt the Holy Spirit with us that day, and I didn't really know what he was talking about. I was like, oh, really? And he goes, we felt safe, and he felt safe on the river. And anyway, he had a sermon about it, and I still didn't really think about it much until recently. And this lady, our girl that plays polo, her father died, and I called her up. And we have a very tight community, just like the scouting community and the soccer community. And I called her up and gave my condolences, and she goes, well, what's the biggest lesson your dad ever taught you? And I was like, whoa. I didn't know what to say. I was just really kind of confused. I was like, what did he teach me? And anyway, so I started thinking about it, and especially after Mom's passing, I knew this day was going to come, and I wanted to talk about my dad because I didn't get up here and talk about my mom. So I would like to, for the people that have been affected by my dad in some way, through scouting, Scout should stand, could you stand up? Or if you went on one of their trips, and like a backpacking trip or something like that, could you stand up? If you were on their soccer team, I saw Brian Cobwell, he was on my soccer team, or You don't understand, my dad was an orthopedic surgeon all at one time. Soccer coach to me and my sister's team, so 2 soccer team and a Boy Scout leader all at the same time. And a lot of times people were like say, hey, especially my mom would go, man, you're away from the family a lot, and you're spending so much time. But to be honest with you, I think what was my mom was attracted to my dad was his giving to other people in that standpoint. So, and if he worked on you as a patient, if you could stand up, or if he did somebody, or he, no, keep standing up. I want everybody to stand up. And, or if he came over and helped you with his house, to be honest with you, I never heard my dad tell somebody no to go help him do something. Never. So, anyway, so my dad obviously affected a bunch of people in many different ways. And, I started thinking, well, what did my dad teach me? What was the biggest lesson he ever taught me? And it was the biggest gift that you can give yourself is service to others. And that I even was talking to a friend down in Waco yesterday about that, and she's actually running for the House of Representatives, and she says she's going to make that the campaign slogan for her thing. So my dad's going to live through all y'all because I'm sure he touched many of y'all's life. And again, Steve kind of took my thunder, but if you can volunteer, you'll be amazed just your little bit of time of spending time with someone will make a big difference in their life. So just like Steve said, go out and volunteer for something. And I'm going to finish up with this. I gave this to my parents a couple years ago for Christmas. I always was like, my parents got everything they want. They didn't really want much, but I go, what could I give them? And I wrote them a little note. And if you know me, if you ever got an email or a text message from me, I have dyslexia. I don't write very well. I don't write very much. So it says, to Mom and Dad, I can't say that I had the best parents in the world, and you should have saw my mom when she read that. She was like, what? She's just like, her face just dropped. But then it says, I can't say I had the best parents in the world because I've only had 2. But I can say this, if everyone had parents like mine, the world would be a much better place off. Thanks for supporting the way I have lived my life, and know that you have done a fantastic job raising me. Love, your son, Martin. So I wanted to just finish up with that, and as y'all know, and we get up here and talk about it, but we know how great a volunteer my dad was for everything. So I appreciate y'all. I very much appreciate y'all coming out and honoring his spirit.